Soy wax or beeswax? Which one is best for your candle making? Well, most people compare waxes like they're comparing price tags. But if you really want to create something beautiful, aesthetic, yet functional, you have to dive deeper than the price tags and just comparing the prices and buying based on prices. It is really about the kind of experience that you want to create, and that experience kind of helps you sell better as well. If you just want to sell something for the sake of it, then it really does not matter. But in that case, your business also does not matter. So if you are just starting out, this might be the most important video that you're watching. So for those who don't know me, my name is Sonal and I'm the founder of Sosa Candles. In this video, we're going to discuss soy wax versus beeswax in the most detailed manner possible, and it will also help you understand how each wax behaves, how each wax works, and we'll also kind of conclude with a demo. So let's begin. So at first we're going to talk about soy wax. I am going to keep things simple. I'm just going to use a beginner friendly soy 464 wax. It comes in flake forms and it is suitable for jar candles. Now in the general sense, I have found a couple of pros for soy wax which I'm going to discuss. The first one is that it is a plant based wax and it is renewable. It is a more sustainable choice when it comes to making candles, because I think at least you're not making candles with crude oil or fossil fuel wax such as paraffin, and it's also not going to pollute your environment or the people's environment that burn the candles. The second thing is it has a really nice and creamy texture. The candles look very beautiful and very rich, and if you've ever seen the purchasing behavior, people really like what they see and then they kind of go on to make the purchase. So yeah, it looks very creamy and it gives you a very luxury candle look. The third is great scent throw. So if you want a candle that smells really nice and gives you a very rich scent throw, then soy wax works absolutely well. The fourth is easy to blend. It blends easily with essential oils, with fragrance oils, with dyes, with other additives like your stearic acid or your maca powder, so on and so forth. So it is like your non-complaining wax, really forgiving, and also kind of works very well to make a candle look luxurious. Lastly, it is affordable. It is great to kind of start small as well. Even if you're getting 1 kg, it is under a great budget and also kind of gives you the value for money. So that's your soy wax, and those are the pros. Now let's look at the cons. Again, I think this is what I have kind of come across to with my working experience and making candles for a living. What I have found is soy wax is very sensitive to temperature. If you kind of work with incorrect temperatures, if you think I just want to work out at any random temperatures of my choice, then it might not work well for you. If you if you add your fragrance oil at too cooler temperature, your wax will start settling fast. But if you pour or add your fragrance at too hot of a temperature, then then your fragrance oil will start evaporating. So it is really temperature sensitive, and in a way it's very structured to kind of work with as well. So if you kind of work within the right temperatures, then it works really well. Otherwise, it can also come off as off-putting. The second is frosting. Those white patches that you see, they are natural, but it is kind of tricky to work around with it. They appear in certain cases. In certain cases they don't even appear. So the best thing that has worked for me is to use colored jars, such that those frosting does not show up a lot, or probably just using ceramic containers such that such that the customer cannot see this frosting at all. But again, it's a natural wax, and that's just a buy, or a, how do I say, that's just a feature of how it kind of works. Third is cure time. This isn't your paraffin wax which is going to be ready in 24 hours and be ready to pour. It's more like a diva that takes her own time. So if you really want the richest hot throw and cold throw, you want to wait for 7 to 10 days, and then it burns beautifully. You're going to get a really clean burn as well as a great hot throw and cold throw. So yeah, cure time is really a must. Lastly, sinkholes. Again, sinkholes or air bubbles. Again, these kind of appear in only certain cases. If you find that your wax has gotten a sinkhole, that's only because it's trying to take shape of the container that you're pouring it in. So whenever you get a sinkhole, all you have to do is do a double pour. In terms of the air bubbles, that's also kind of very natural and it happens naturally when you are pouring your wax. You want to try and pour your wax slowly, and as a cure or as a precaution, once your wax has solidified, you can poke holes and release those air bubbles as well. So what I have found in my experience is that the Soy 464 is a single pore wax. It does not really have, it does not really give you sinkholes, but to prevent any kind of air bubbles, I choose to poke holes and then just release those air bubbles, and that kind of works very beautifully for me. Now let's talk about beeswax. We're currently going to talk about the white beeswax is because we are going to make container candles, and hence I have chosen white beeswax. So white beeswax is like the OG of candle waxes, and when I talk about white beeswax, it's not just a wax, it's like the whole vibe. It comes in two forms. One is the yellow color and the other one is the white color. We're going to talk about the white color is because that is neutralized, and you kind of get away with 95% of its natural odor, making it easier to blend in fragrance oils as well as essential oils as well. So when we talk about the benefits, it is 100% natural and toxin free. It has the longest burn time amongst all waxes, and we discussed the issues of frosting and frosting and the tricky part. Here you won't have to struggle with any of that. You will not have frosting at any point in time. Even if the candle is bought 10 years ago, it's going to look really aesthetic and really beautiful even today. So yeah, it's a really beautiful wax to work with. um, this is kind of, probably you can decide how you'd want to kind of put it in. It has this natural honey aroma, so even if you want to not add any fragrance, it's going to release this natural honey aroma, which is going to fill your space with the really beautiful fragrance. Again, it's going to be subtle, but but you will be able to feel it and you'll really like it, because whenever you burn a beeswax candle, it releases negative ions into your environment, which means it also purifies the air. So yeah, it's a really cool wax to work with. Now let's talk about the cons. See, it's not very beginner friendly, okay, in every way. So it is hard to scent it. Now I kind of chose the white beeswax is because the yellow beeswax has a very strong honey like fragrance, and it the possibility of adding fragrance is like 0 to none. The white beeswax still allows you to add fragrance, but you can only go to a certain extent, say 6 or 8%, to ensure that you don't end up with a funny scent. Instead, you end up with the creation that you actually wanted it to, the creation that you actually wanted it to kind of smell like and feel like. The next is beeswax is a lot more expensive than your other waxes. So if you're looking to make budget friendly candles, then probably you can choose your soy 464, because it's going to be a lot more cheaper. Then beeswax is a little tough to melt. It takes a while to kind of melt, so you have to be ready. If you're kind of if you're kind of using the wax melter, then you don't have to worry. But if you're still using traditional methods, then you should be ready to stand near the gas for good 40-45 minutes. um, what I also kind of noticed is, actually I'm going to tell you that when we are doing the demo. All right, so yeah, when it comes to the yellow ones, it has this strong natural scent. And yeah, I think the only con is that it's not for everyone. Not everyone likes it. So yeah, that could be a con. Lastly, it has a very stiff texture. With the beeswax you get a really nice texture. It is really workable, and it works really well. With your soy wax, it is very nice. It gives you a creamy texture, works really well with fragrance oils, and looks rich as well. This one's a tough nut to crack. It is really stiff. And yeah, if you kind of end up making an error, there's no way to kind of redo it, or trying to repair it. If the work is done, it's done. So yeah, the wax is kind of a little stiff to work with. So I would highly recommend that you work with pellets instead of those slabs, because the slabs is going to take the life out of you. You'll be very tired breaking the slabs in the first case. So yeah, the pellets are a lot more user friendly. Now let's quickly go ahead with the demo. I'm going to use these beautiful tins that I've just received, and yeah, let's work it out. So that was it. Which one's better? Neither. I think the question shouldn't be which one is better, either soy or beeswax. It should actually be what kind of candle do I want to create, and what kind of imagination or vision do I have that I want to bring to life. So both these waxes are really nice to work with, really cool to work with. It all depends on how aligned you are to your vision and the kind of candles you want to create. If you want a soft creamy wax that looks rich and gives you a really nice hot throw, and is also beginner friendly, easy on your budget, then the Soy 464 is great. But if you want a wax that's natural, raw, and gives you that natural frame, uh, if you want a wax that's natural, raw, and that gives you this pure flame, then beeswax should be your choice. I hope this video has helped you bring you closer to your candle journey. I have linked everything that I used in this video in the description box. Feel free to check it out. And yeah, that was it for myself. Yeah, that was it for this video. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.